A few days ago, Unigine released their brand new GPU benchmark, Superposition, and having spent the past few hours with it, I have a few results from some tests that I've been doing with a budget GPU, and that's really what this video is going to mainly focus on, is the more budget end. Later on I can do some videos with some higher end GPUs, but to start off with, I will show you the results that I've been doing with my GTX 1050 Ti. But before we carry on with Superposition, let's go back a little bit and have a look at the Unigine's previous benchmark, Unigine Heaven, which is still free to download for if you wanted to go and grab that. Now, the testing that I did with Unigine's Heaven, with my graphics card at a stock clock, it managed to get a score of 945 with an average FPS of 37.5. That is all at stock frequencies. However, when overclocked, I managed to boost that up a little bit to a score of 997 with an average FPS of 39.6. So that's about a 2 FPS gain, which might seem small, but if you're at 1080p Ultra, 2 FPS can make quite a lot of difference. Now, moving back to Superposition, I started off with the 1080p medium preset and managed to get a score of 5402 with an average FPS of 40.1. This is a little bit low for what I was expecting, to be honest, because I didn't realize how potent this particular benchmark is. I mean, that's kind of the idea of a benchmark, but it is extremely taxing. That score was using the graphics card's stock frequencies, but with an overclock of, I think it was 150 MHz on the core and 180 on the memory. It managed to get a little bit of a boost to 5713 with an average FPS of 42.74. So again, that was roughly about a 2 FPS difference. So moving up to the 1080p high preset, saw quite a big dip in performance actually, just going to show how demanding this particular benchmark is. The score with the stock clocks was a score of 3798 with an average FPS of 28.41, and with the overclock the score jumped up to 4010 and with an average FPS of exactly 29.99 frames per second. And just out of interest, I did try the 1080p Extreme, but that my graphics card could not handle at all, with a score of 1410 with an average FPS of 10.5. The result of the 1080p Extreme puts into perspective how taxing this particular benchmark is, and we're still running at 1080p. I haven't even tried going any further than that because I'm really not too sure this particular graphics card could handle it. The benchmark itself is actually very different to Unigine's previous benchmarks. This one is a lot more detailed and a lot more interactive as well. The majority of the items that can be seen, for example the books, the equipment, a lot of that can be picked up, and the large machine at the back of the room can actually be controlled. And when controlling that machine, you can do a few different things, like you can start levitating the environment, which is pretty cool. You can change the time of day and you could change the speed of time as well. So it's definitely quite a bit to play around with. And out of curiosity, I wanted to see what the CPU usage was like using this particular benchmark as well as Heaven, because I did find that Heaven was not very well optimized for multiple cores. And I had a look with Superposition as well, and that again, it seems to be a little better, but it is not the massive improvement that honestly I was expecting. So in conclusion, this benchmark is huge, and I have been waiting to try it out, and I am actually very happy to have tried it out. And once I can afford a better graphics card, I will definitely be doing some more with some updated scores and hopefully trying things beyond 1080p as well. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Let's play darts.